Residential Appraisal Report Writing and Case Studies, Chapter 1, Appraising versus Reporting, page 25, Cost Approach. The cost approach is also known as the summation approach to value. The principle of substitution is at work with this approach to value and is associated with replacement or reproduction costs for the subject improvement. The underlying theory is that a knowledgeable buyer would not pay more for an existing property than they would pay to construct a substitute property. Using current and known construction costs or costs provided by a cost service provider, calculations are employed to arrive at a cost new for the subject improvement. Using the known gross living area, GLA, for the subject and applying the derived cost of construction on a per square foot basis. A cost new for the structure, either replacement cost or reproduction cost, is estimated. There are several different methods that can be employed to arrive at the cost new for the structure, but the comparative unit method or square foot method is the one appraisers use most frequently. For instance, 1,000 square feet, which is the gross living area, multiplied by $65 per square foot equals $65,000 cost new. There are more complex methods of estimating cost new, such as the quantity survey method and the unit in place method, but these are not commonly used by residential appraisers. End of page. Page 26, cost approach, depreciation. Unless the subject property is brand new and has no functional or external obsolescence, the total loss in value from cost new must be subtracted from the cost new figure. The total loss in value is called accrued depreciation. Accrued depreciation may include physical deterioration, functional obsolescence, and external obsolescence. Physical deterioration is that loss in value that occurs as a result of the normal deterioration or physical damage to the structure itself. Such depreciation can be either curable or incurable in nature. Some examples of curable depreciation might be worn out carpet, broken windows, or interior paint required. These items can be repaired or replaced, and the incurred costs will be returned by the elimination of the deterioration and the increased value of the property. Incurable physical depreciation may include such things as foundation, settlement, and deterioration of wood rafters or floor joists. These items cannot be repaired or replaced in an economically feasible manner, meaning that repair or replacement of these items will not return the costs incurred in terms of increased value to the property. Functional obsolescence can also be either curable or incurable in nature. Functional obsolescence occurs whenever a structure or a component of the structure is inadequate for use in the current marketplace. Outdated fixtures or incurable labels will be assigned depending on the costs incurred to relieve that form of obsolescence relative to the increase in value after elimination of the inadequacy. If the cost to correct the inadequacy is equal to or less than the anticipated increase in the property's value, then the depreciation is said to be curable. The third type of depreciation, known as external obsolescence, is always said to be incurable in nature. This type of obsolescence is caused by external factors outside the subject property's boundaries. The subject property owner does not have any control over the situation and cannot remove the cause of the depreciation. An example of this type of obsolescence may be the presence of a convenience mart offering 24-hour service directly across the street from the subject residential property. The noise, gasoline smell, lights, and general appearance all serve to detract from the value of the subject. As with functional obsolescence, the market will determine the extent of the diminution of value for the subject. In many cases, external obsolescence is a market extracted dollar figure. The market dictates the loss in value due to conditions beyond the control of the property owner. End of page. Page 27, age life depreciation. Besides direct extraction and capitalization of rent loss, there are several other methods used to identify and calculate the dollar loss in value from the subject's cost new. In residential appraisal, perhaps the most common is the age life method, which uses the effective age and total economic life of the improvement to estimate depreciation. The effective age of the improvement is divided by its total economic life to obtain a percentage. This resulting percentage figure is multiplied by the cost new to arrive at an estimate of accrued depreciation. Here's an example. A building has an effective age of 15 years and a total economic life of 60 years. Here's the formula. 15 divided by 60 equals 25% depreciation. Cost new of structure equals $65,000. Subtract depreciation at 25% equals $16,250. Depreciated value of structure equals $48,750. Age life calculations can also be used to estimate depreciation of the individual components of a property. For example, the roof, furnace, floor coverings, and other components that have an economic life that is shorter than the structure itself. Another brief quiz is next. End of page. Page 28, check your understanding. This quiz has a total of 3 questions. There will be 1 question per page. You must achieve 66% to pass this quiz. Start quiz. Number 1. Highest and best use analysis is mandatory in all real property appraisal assignments. True or false? I'm going to go false. Number 2. Which of these is not one of the criteria for highest and best use? A. Legally permissible. B. Physically possible. C. Socially acceptable. Or D. Financially feasible. I'm going to go C. Socially acceptable. And lastly, number 3. A home has an outdated kitchen, which can be remedied at a cost of $10,000. After the kitchen is updated, the value of the home will increase from $124,000 to $129,000. What type of depreciation is this? A. Physical and incurable. B. Physical and curable. C. Non-functional and curable. Or D. Functional and incurable. I'm going to go A. Physical and incurable. Assessment completed. Finish. Wow. You passed. You got a 66.7%. I thought I got 100, but let's find out. Number 1. Highest and best use analysis is mandatory in all real property appraisal assignments. True or false? You said false, and that is correct. Number 2. Which of these is not one of the criteria for highest and best use? You said socially acceptable, and that was correct. Number 3, a home has an outdated kitchen, which can be remedied at a cost of $10,000. After the kitchen is updated, the value of the home will increase from $124,000 to $129,000. What type of depreciation is this? You said physical and incurable, and that was incorrect. The correct answer was functional and incurable. Outdated fixtures and cabinetry and poor floor plans are examples of functional obsolescence. The cost to cure, $10,000, is more than the resulting increase in value, $5,000. So this depreciation is considered incurable. Chapter 1, Cost Approach Depreciation. Continue. And I'm going to end it right there.